Hey everybody, good morning. This is Jen. Welcome to my channel. If you can't see it now, you'll see it in just a few minutes. It is cold. It is the first week in November and we've already had quite a bit of frost and it's cold. So I'm going to take you out and take one last fall look at our garden and do some harvesting. That's right here on Garden Jen's Journey. All right, you can see the frost here. The sun hasn't gotten to the side to melt it, but you can see the frost has really taken over the garden. This was a hard frost overnight, and I can see my breath as I walk. So it is cold, cold, but it is Michigan. Look at this sage over here, this pineapple sage. Look at the frost on that. So beautiful. Then we got the thyme here, this carpet of thyme. I still have some seed bags on my herbs that are still drying out. Yeah, we got lots of frost. I'm going to have to redo this container. This was a drink station for my pollinators. You can see it's all busted. So I have to get a new shallow dish for pollinators next year, so they have a place to stop and get a drink when the days are quite hot. Alright, so this is the lima bean trellis. And I've been waiting to harvest it because even with the hard frost, it's been more colder tolerant. And so I've been keeping these pods on as long as I can so they dry on the vine naturally, and it gives me better assurance that the beans in the pods are actually mature enough to harvest. But with this last frost, this looks like the trellis is a goner. It is done. And so I need to get these pods harvested and inside so they dry and not rot. And then we'll go through and see if any of the beans inside the pods are salvageable. I will post a picture of what these giant lima beans look like right here. Okay, so those giant beans come from these giant pods. And like I said, I've been waiting for them to dry out a little more so that I know that the beans inside are mature. Because if they're not mature, they're just going to rot anyways. But with this frost overnight tonight, or last night actually, it's time to get these all harvested and get them inside so they can start drying out. And then we'll see if there's any way to save what's in these. I don't know, but I do know that I have enough to plant next year, which was a concern that I had earlier this year. If you watched my previous videos, this was really late in maturing, and so I was worried I wasn't going to have any seeds to plant next year to try again. This particular variety takes a long time to grow sometimes, but once it gets going, oh my, she produces an abundance of bean pods here. So I'm going to harvest this today, get all these bean pods done, and get them inside so they can start drying out. Besides the lima beans, the only things really left here in the garden is my corn patches. I've been waiting for the corn to start drying out. And I do have some that I harvested, but not quite a bit yet. Look at that frost. Isn't that just gorgeous? Really is pretty. Isn't she pretty? She is a blue Araucana. There's her and her sister that are blue and brown. And those are the other two Araucanas that we hatched ourselves. Look at those beautiful ice crystals. It's just amazing what it looks like. So there's some more frost in the garden. Our calendula covered in frost. It's really, really pretty. I hear the Quack Attack clan. There's one of them coming in and leaving. The Quack Attack clan and the chickens free range in my garden now. They're tilling up this mulch they put down, adding their fertilizer, and getting the garden ready for its Sabbath rest. I'll be doing a video about the Sabbath rest for a garden in probably a week or so. I've already done one, and I will post a link above for the one. But we're getting this garden ready for its year of rest, which is next year for us. And then once that's done, this garden will be used again for growing purposes. But next year, it's just going to do what it does on its own. The only thing we're going to do is keep the weeds and stuff from taking over. The Quack Attack clan has finally decided to join us. There's all sorts of bugs and stuff in here. They love eating. One thing about khaki Campbells is they're very, very, very skittish. But they're very, very good ducks to have in your garden. So that is our beginning of November update here in the garden. I'm going to get these lima bean pods harvested, get them inside so they can start drying out, and get myself inside so I can start warming up. I hope that you enjoyed this little video with me. Make sure you give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button below so you can become part of the journey. As always, I hope that wherever you are, you're wonderfully blessed. So until next time, everybody, take care. Bye-bye.